This is the last Trolleybus turntable in Germany, and it's located here in the little town of Berg an der Wupper, which isn't actually a town but rather a district of Solingen, Germany. It's one of two things of note here, the other being this cool S-Bahn, which was not operating while I was there. You may know Solingen best as that place you pass during Gamescom if you're like me and stay in Wuppertal because the hotels are cheaper, or alternatively, that place you pass when heading from Cologne to Wuppertal to take a day trip to ride the Dangle train. But as it turns out, Solingen is a rather special place in Germany, being served not only by diesel S-Bahn trains, yeah what the hell, but instead of a tram network, rather trolleybuses. One line which goes all the way into Wuppertal. Trolleybuses are really neat, and while they aren't nearly as common in Europe as they used to be, though some cities are still rocking them, looking at you Vilnius, Solingen has also stayed committed to this form of transit. But why trolleybuses? Why the turntable? Why just the one? And how can you visit? Let's find out, now.
How are you feeling? Do you like the show? Are you tired of it? Never mind, I don't wanna know. Are you finding it boring? Too fast, too slow? I'm asking but don't answer cause I don't wanna know. Do I have your attention? Yes or no? I guess the answer, but I don't wanna know.
This video is made possible in part by viewers like you, either via Patreon or our merch store. Get your stickers in various sizes with various designs by using the QR code here or through the link in the description below. It's really good. I worked hard on these designs. Hey everyone, today I'm here in Solingen, Germany, and I'm about to get into an elevator that hopefully smells nice to show you something really neat. Ooh, that elevator does not smell nice and it's filled with graffiti. So, fun fact, I actually vlogged my entire experience visiting the Trolleybus turntable when I was in Solingen. And I originally released it as a short, so enjoy the vertical aspect ratio for those bits. Now, a lot of cities in the Rhine-Ruhr here have trams or stop-on networks, but Solingen's get different because as you can see by those wires, they actually run trolleybuses here, which is very unique for this part of Germany. Anyways, let's go into some history. Solingen's trolleybus system exists because the city got stuck between physics, money, and geography, and picked what I guess they thought was the least stupid option. Before the war, you know, the big war, Solingen ran trams like most other German cities, but bombing damage and decades of wear and tear left the network in a bad shape by the late 1940s. Rebuilding it would have meant tearing up narrow, hilly streets to relay track and committing to fixed routes again, all while the city was pretty well broke. Diesel buses existed, but they were underpowered, noisy, and generally bad on the steep grades found here. Trolleybuses, however, kept electric traction, which mattered a lot in cities full of hills. See, San Francisco's North American example of the same problem being solved with trolleybuses, but without the cost and rigidity of rails. That trade-off won in Solingen. The first trolleybus line opened in 1952, and by 1959 the tram system was fully gone, replaced not by fossil fuel, but by well, still wires, but now without tracks underneath. Look, that's one coming right now, but in the opposite direction to the one we need. While most German cities ripped out trolleybuses in the following decades, Solingen doubled down. The train never stopped being hostile to diesel, and electric motors kept proving their worth, turning Solingen into a quiet outlier that treated trolleybuses as real rapid urban transport instead of a temporary fix. By the late 20th century, Solingen was no longer following natural trends, but rather bucking them. Now what's cool about the 683, which we're waiting for, is that one over there, another direction. Yeah, the one that wasn't going where we wanted to, was just a short turn. But in the opposite direction from where we are heading, to show you something very cool, it actually goes to Wuppertal Wollwinkel, where it connects to, that's right, the Wuppertal Dangle train. As a transit enthusiast, that's just so cool to me. That stubbornness produced one of the strangest piece of transport infrastructure in Germany. I believe that's the one I'm waiting for there, and it's not even a trolley bus. Okay.
Well, this stinks.
This one is diesel, not even battery. At least the color scheme on all of these reminds me of Vancouver.
Meanwhile, in the town of Berg an der Wupper, which now is part of Solingen because it's a tiny town, really gorgeous though, but it's basically right next to it. At the bottom of a tight river valley, there is no space for a turning loop at the end of the line, so rather than abandon her out, the city installed a flat trolleybus turntable in 1959, rotating bus in place so they could head back uphill. It was a solution born entirely from spatial desperation, and it worked for decades.
And here we are now in the lovely little town of Berg an der Wupper. You can even see the little canal there. It's so beautiful.
And it wasn't the only place in the world to do this, but as it was kind of a niche problem, that's why there weren't more of them. Yes, similar turntables once existed elsewhere in the world, but they disappeared as systems were closed or rebuilt or just updated. Solingen's is the last remaining trolleybus turntable in Germany, still sitting where it was needed, even though regular use ended in 2009 when modern vehicles outgrew it. Though it is still used for some special historic runs, so if you're lucky, you can still experience seeing a bus being turned around by this thing. Yay, I love preservation.
And here we are, just 1 minute away, at the terminus of where the trolleybus wires go. This is the last trolleybus turntable in Germany, and it's here in Berg an der Wupper, near, well, I guess kind of between Wuppertal and Solingen.
Today, this system still is in use, now with battery-equipped trolleybuses that can actually leave the wires where necessary, folding flexibility back to the network without giving up electric traction. It also means that the stop that the trolleybus turntable is at in regular use is now actually down the street, because again, buses can temporarily go off-wire now. What started as a post-war cost-saving compromise ended up making Solingen one of the last cities in Germany to keep a full trolleybus network, and I just think that's neat.
As you can see, the wires in there, and that spins around. This is still in working order though. It hasn't actually been used on regular bus routes since 2009. It's mostly just used for special trips now, because the battery buses they do use when they don't just use diesel buses like the one I was just on, are used by this Swiss company. I'm not much of a bus foamer, so I don't know the details, but basically they have a battery on board and can briefly go off wire. So instead of needing to come down here and be turned around, they can just kind of go off wire for a few. I mean, there's only 2 stops in the 683 from here, and you know, turn around normally. But yeah, this was in use on everyday service until 2009, and I'm so happy I've come here.
Oh, and as for that diesel S-Bahn train I wrote earlier, I can explain that with 3 words. Wir sind Transdev. Anyway, short video today, but let's answer a few questions. And today's put simply is, where are you moving to? Because I've mentioned in the past couple videos that in February I will be moving away from my home base of Stade, Germany. But don't worry, I will still be in North Germany. Thanks to a mix of job opportunities while being able to afford and buying a home, I'll be moving to the great city of Bremerhaven. It also means that yes, that's why I'm doing more voiceover videos, because everything's a mess. I actually only have 1 more video planned in my regular setup, and that's one coming up soon on train seats. Also on that note, I hope you like Bremen content, though let's be real, I'll still be spending plenty of time in and around Hamburg. So this is me formally joining the Hamburg-Bremen city rivalry on the side of Bremen. I'm sure the comments will be very civil about that, right?
Watching, but I don't wanna know, is there anyone out there, or am I all alone? It wouldn't make a difference, still I don't wanna know. I thought it'd be over by now, but I got a while to go. I'd give away the ending, but you don't wanna know.